Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now here in my hands, this is a simple and very small and compact ultrasonic cleaner from the company Wishluck. Now the people at Wishluck reached out to me to see if I'd be interested in checking out their ultrasonic cleaner. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is literally perfect. And the reason why I say that, well, bottom line is this. Here is my carry pistol. This is the SIG P365XL, kind of built out like an X Macro. And there are components on here that, I can certainly clean this. But at times, I want to truly deep clean this. And I think this ultrasonic might be a fantastic way to go. And so in today's video, we are going to look at this MH001. Again, very small ultrasonic cleaning machine. And I think this is absolutely going to have its place in a number of different sort of arenas in my life. But today, most specifically, cleaning the firearms, I'm pretty pumped for this. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Wishluck who did provide this for review. And so as we get into this here, the Wishluck Ultrasonic Cleaner, again, keep in mind the fact that this is the MH001, very small. This particular model I did get in the color black. They have a number of different colorways, so depending on kind of your preference and what you like, you could go a couple of different ways. I just thought black would be simple and straightforward and easy for the review. And what I love about this is ultrasonic cleaners, they can be very large. They can be sometimes a little more complicated than what you need for what they are. And I thought this would be a perfect and efficient size for the small components that I wish to deep clean, coming from not only my firearm, but things like pocket knives and, maybe small tools or different components that I just really want to get that level of deep clean. You can see here as we get into this, nice packaging, well done. Bet you this is a magnetic closure. Yes, it is. So just a beautiful package right out of the gate. You'll always hear me say I don't necessarily care that much about packaging. However, when a company is paying attention to the details in the packaging, they're paying attention to the details of the product inside. So here, the user's manual, we will refer to this. And then as we remove this, the ultrasonic cleaner itself, which again, nicely padded, nicely protected, well packaged, and just a great presentation from Wishluck. And so I will be curious how effective this is. Now, we're going to go through this in quite a bit of detail. I'm showing you all the features here, and I'm kind of learning about this with you as we go through this. But again, we're going to go through the features. Then I'm going to talk about my choice for solvents, because in order to use an ultrasonic cleaner, well, you have to pick your solution. And I've done a bunch of research and I know exactly what I want to use so that I'm careful with my firearms, so that I'm not causing any damage, so that I'm using sort of select materials and being meticulous in every single way. And as we open this up on the inside, you'll see all the little components. So I'm going to end up with my power supply here. Very straightforward. So very simple power supply. And then I will need to read up on exactly what these components are. But as you take a look here, you can see a very small parts cleaner. Now, again, going back to other models that are on the market, pointing out the fact that some might have like a dual tub, and that would allow you to both do a full cleaning cycle and then also a lubrication cycle. I will not be able to do that at all. In fact, I am going to do strictly a cleaning, sort of cleaning cycle here with the ultrasonic, and then I will manually lubricate everything that I need. This here also having a UV lid, which I'm not so certain that I truly need the UV function, but I'll be interested to see how this whole thing works as a system. Now they were very protective on this unit. Again, everything just very carefully packaged. It does say do not wet the UVC LED lid when cleaning the water in the tank. Do not fill the tank with flammable and combustible liquids. Do not use this product if you have a pacemaker installed in your body. Do not use an AC adapter other than the dedicated AC transformer. And please pay attention to the UVC LED because it could potentially irritate the eyes or skin if exposed at length. Magnetized top here, so very simple. Little magnetized enclosure and a stainless steel insert. This is just a simple little device, but it's really the cleaning power that I'm curious about. Now I do have power directly beside me, which makes this a very opportune location to perform this. So not only am I filming, but I have all the power that I need. And so as we get into this here, very simple instructions, well laid out, very clear and kind of concise, which I do like. You have your simple breakdown here. So on the front of the unit, you do end up with actually some touch screen, which we'll get into, which now kicking on the power, you can see here everything starting to illuminate. Now you end up with time, temperature, a whole bunch of settings. So on here you end up with, and for whatever reason, month and date, which I don't know necessarily why you would need that. Atmosphere switch key. So the atmosphere light switch key. Let's see what happens. Yep, here you go. So turning on the power, light up. So atmosphere light switch key. This is, wow, interesting. So different colors here as we go through that. I just need simple to read, which I will go with plain white for now. Here, set the time. So that is, let's see, I'm gonna have to look at this. Yep, hold it down. This allows us to set the time, up and down. So this goes through all your settings and day. I don't necessarily understand why you need that, but again, this is kind of like maybe multi-use, multi-purpose, and gives you the ability to set. We'll get into all that. Alarm button. So you end up with alarms. And then again, your on and off button. So that's kind of turning this on and off. I will get the date and time set here just to be clear. And so here you go. For the fact of the matter, at the time of this video, it is Thursday, August 1st at 9:47 p.m. Let's just see if that's p.m. or a.m. I'm curious. I don't know what this means just yet. But as we tab through here, yeah, so no. So 9. There we go. So that's more like it. So what is 2052 looking at there? I'm not even too sure, but that is actually more appropriate. So there we go, 9:47, which again, 21:47. And so at this point, I have my carry firearm fully broken down. So have my components here. For the SIG, I have the fire control unit. I have my barrel. You can see my guide rod, and then manually I have cleaned my grip module and I have cleaned my slide for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it has an optic mounted on it, so obviously that can't go in the solution. And second is I don't want to get any solution or garbage down inside my striker, so I have cleaned this manually. But in order to get this going, basically at this point I have some distilled water. And I also have the sort of military grade, heavy duty, extreme simple green, which this is exactly what I'm looking to use because it is non-corrosive and should be suitable for all of my firearms needs. Now, I think what I'm basically going to do is fill this really in the bottom, the base of this. It's got kind of like a little lip or curve here. I'm just going to fill the very bottom with the simple green and then fill it the rest of the way to the max line with the distilled water. And so again, I don't need a ton of simple green, just kind of getting that right in the bottom. So not a huge amount. And then filling it again to that max line with the distilled water. So just kind of making a little solution here, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Simple green. I think I might do just a tiny little splash more, and that'll be about good for me. Literally dropping my parts right in here. I'm just putting everything in, and that gets this going. Now at this point, when I hit the power button, it does have two different modes. So I'm going to long press here, and that is 3 minutes. Press it again, 5 minutes, letting that go. And you can hear it is getting started. So I'm going to give this 5 minutes, and we'll take a look and see how it goes. You can see I started around, this is 7:24 or 19:24. So I expect this to go to 19:29. Now a few minutes in, and if we flip open the lid, ooh, it looks like it is working. Clearly you can see everything coming off, making the water cloudy, literally seeping off of that fire control unit. That's nice. I mean, I've cleaned this in the past, but I've had no real good way to deep clean, and this is probably long overdue. I have about 200 rounds through the gun since I last cleaned it, but I have way more than that, leveraging the fire control unit and my need to deep clean. Which now, if we take a quick look, actually, I could see the little UV lights in there. You can definitely see the yellow in the water and in the solution. So I am just going to continue to run this maybe 2 more times, and that'll be 15 minutes. I don't know if it needs that long, but I'll at least do 10. Oh, I kind of messed up. I turned it off like an idiot, and it had a little like microbe, so it was doing the UV cycle. But back to the ultrasonic. So now after 10 minutes, it is running the sort of like UV antimicrobial mode. I don't necessarily need that, and I feel like that's enough time for this sitting in the solution. So I am now going to remove the components. I'm going to take them to an air compressor. I'm going to blow everything out, and then we'll take a look. So this isn't going to be the easiest for you to see, but now after the ultrasonic and after blowing this out, it does look very clean. Now there's, I guess, a little bit of what I would call smudging, which is just like a little bit of residue potentially from the water stains. But now a lubrication effort will go a long way, which I do need to do, and I will manually lubricate. As we take a look at the guide rod here, that again looking very clean. All the little sections in between all of the spring there, very, very clean. And then the barrel, which again going to be extremely difficult. I'm going to take a quick look at this, which also does look very clean. Now I will go as far as to say at this point, obviously some CLP will go a long way. So I am going to lubricate everything nicely and then reassemble the firearm. Now just briefly before I do that, you can see I have some very clean cotton swabs, and there's always like tough, difficult little areas that end up with a lot of gunk and grime, and no matter how good you clean, the cotton swabs end up kind of black. And actually you can see a little bit on there in some of these more difficult areas, and actually that's kind of right inside that breech face. There you go. So everything's loosened up, but I wouldn't say this is spick and span clean. And my fire control unit was very dirty, and so just kind of running along the rail here, that's definitely picking up some black, good amount of black for that matter. And then in some of these creases and crevices, I mean, this is all the hard to reach stuff down inside, where I'm really hoping to leverage that ultrasonic to get a little bit deeper into some of these cracks. This doesn't look too bad at all, and most of these areas are actually really pretty good, all things considered. So generally speaking, I would say that that was definitely effective, but there will be some manual process still required. And so now with everything nicely cleaned up, just deep cleaned, relubricated, back together, and just looking and feeling so good at this point. I mean, a little bit of, excess or extraneous lubrication, but a little microfiber work, and man, this is just awesome. Now, a few conclusions here on the Wishluck Ultrasonic. I'm certainly not going to tip it up and display it anymore because you can see the gunk and grime in this bath. Now, I will start this whole thing by saying that is certainly not a one-stop solution to cleaning your handgun, but what I will say is it is absolutely a lot cleaner having used this. So in my opinion, this is a nice first stage where it's just heavy duty cleaning, gets into all the nooks and crannies and those crevices and some of those sort of deeper areas that you otherwise can't really reach. And then going through a lubrication cycle and really touching it up, it's been fantastic. Now, I don't think I'm going to use the full functionality of this. In essence, I'm going to turn it on 3 minutes or 5 minutes a couple of times, and that's pretty much all it's going to need to do. I'm not going to need all the rest of that functionality, so I'm not going to talk about it in too much detail. What I would absolutely say is I think this might be a perfect option for people that have a lot of jewelry and really want to keep it super clean. Now, where you look at some of the accessories that this came with, very simple to just split this in half. So in essence, split it in half, drop in some small rings or jewelry, earrings, things like that. Then you can put that top on and put it down inside the bath. There is also this little shelf, so a little tray. You can put that down inside and put your components. But for me, I really just need to get to some of the crude work, drop my heavily soiled and just heavy duty parts in here, get them nice and clean. And so I do think I'll probably get a couple of additional cleanings out of this particular solution before I need to pour it out and wipe things out. So I will be going through a couple of my other firearms, getting some of those sort of dingy pieces, cleaning things up, touching it up, and putting this to good use. And so again, the Wishluck MH001 Multifunction Ultrasonic Cleaning Machine. Awesome. I love this little thing. It's perfect. You don't always need a huge machine to do what you need to do. I feel like this was adequate. I feel like it's a great place to get started. And if you're working on a budget or you just need a small parts cleaner, this might do it for you. So to the people at Wishluck, thank you so much for providing this for review. For the rest of you, look in the description box below where you can get all of the relevant links. And if you like this content, do me a favor. Take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more on my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, and backpacking excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, backpacks, flashlights, you name it, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.